Well, good morning and welcome to your first week of Leveraging Technology for Everyone. I'm Professor Wood. I'm going to be your professor for the next 8 weeks, and I'm so happy to have you with us. The first thing that I want to let you know is there have been some changes related to legal things connected to leveraging technology for all. And so I'm going to be posting some notes in the announcements that are just updates about certain requirements and classifications so that you can look those over yourself and make those corrections mentally and in any notes you may take. Remember that when we're doing an online course, not everybody may be from the state of California where I'm from, so the laws in California may be different from your state. And so we just want to make sure that everybody is clear when studying how to leverage technology for all. Over the course of many years of teaching, I have had students, all different students, with challenges that have needed technology to help them create equity in the classroom and equity outside of the classroom. And when we talk about technology, when we look at assisted technology, you know, the students that are using assisted technology usually have some type of IEP or 504 plan that lets us know that they need this certain type of technology to help them to learn better, to understand better, and to feel more comfortable in a classroom setting, which we know based on all of our brain-based research that if children are uncomfortable in a classroom setting, they're going to have a hard time learning. If we are uncomfortable in a classroom setting, we have a hard time learning as well. This year I had a student and she did not have an IEP or a 504 plan. However, she has a health issue related to arthritis, and she's only 16 years old. And unfortunately, she had to have a pretty extreme shoulder surgery right prior to the beginning of the school year. So assisted technology was not put into play for her. And in my classroom and in my district, we use a lot of digital technology, and we had Chromebook access for this student. But as you can imagine, this student could not type text. And so therefore, we have to consider how can we assist somebody like that. Hang on one second. My little dog is going off. I am back. I have 2 little chihuahuas visiting me this week. One of my daughter's friends is on honeymoon with her husband in Playa del Rey. Must be nice. And she left her 2 little dogs here, and they are not sure about my African gray parrot. They keep barking at it and looking at it with the cocked head, trying to figure out what it is. So back to what I was saying about assisted technology. Oh, and I should probably pause here to point out the reflection right there of the cage. I also have a pet squirrel. We do rescue here, so you will see the squirrel sometimes running back and forth in the video. You can kind of see her right now. But anyways, in assisted technology, you know, we expect those things for IEPs or 504s, but sometimes we have to make sure that we are taking care of our students and watching for their needs as we are teaching. And so my student in my class said, oh, I will just you know, tell my mom what I learned or what we did in class, and then I'll have her type up my essay later, or I'll have her type up my notes later. And I was like, well, that's really not something that's going to be best put in place for her. Yes, it's wonderful that she has a mom that's willing to do that. But what we want to teach our students is how to be successful and independent in education all the way through college and all the way into the workplace. And if we're going to do that, we have to put things in place for them so that, you know, that equity is already in place and they're already thinking to care for themselves or ask for assistance or ask for needs if they need it. So I got a Chromebook out with her, and I taught her how to use the voice audio to be able to write her essays by just doing audio recording. And if you watched the short video already this week about technology, then you saw the young man who was using something very similar to the way we use audio text on a telephone to help him write words and spell words that may be difficult for him due to his disability to be able to spell. And it made him feel very comfortable and very powerful to know that he had this help that could get him through and leverage the playing field for him. So once I showed her that, she was very shy, and of course she didn't want to do the audio in front of everybody in class. So once again, as an instructor, you have to look and say, okay, so if I'm trying to leverage technology for everyone, and I want this student who's had this major surgery to be able to feel productive in class and have this time to work and to feel independent and powerful, how am I going to fix this? So I made her a little setting outside of the classroom we have like a kind of like a patio area, and left the door open so that she could see the students and see the class, but that she could comfortably record her essay and her notes without feeling like people were watching her or staring at her. And you will note that with some kids, when they have assisted technology, kids that have IEPs and 504s in place, they're often very comfortable using their tools, and they've been in a position for many years where they're comfortable using their technology tools. But other times you have students that you have to look at their personality and decide, how can I best make this work for the student? It's not just being able to present technology to them, but it's finding a way to put it in your classroom where they feel comfortable and they feel like every other child in the classroom during their learning experience. So that's something that you want to concentrate on. And depending on which, in this case, this was a surgery. This is something that hopefully will pass over time, but based on her illness related to arthritis, it may not. And so therefore she has a tool now that she knows that she can use not only in the classroom, but at home, and it's simple to use, just as it is to use audio on a telephone. Sometimes you will have students who may still be able to see, but are considered legally blind. And one of my students that I had in the past, fantastic student now at Cal State Long Beach, she also used a voice recording program for her essays so that she didn't have to worry about getting the words spelled correctly on the page, that it would spell and format for her. Her program was much more advanced than the Chromebook program that I was showing the other student. So just keep these things in mind when you are studying leveraging technology, that it may be something where it is a disability and there's an IEP or a 504 in place. It may be something where it's a temporary injury or situation that you want to consider how technology will work to help this student. And there's lots of great things out there to learn about these days and to put in place in your classroom so that you can create equity for all. I hope you have a wonderful week. Remember that tonight your discussion board post should be posted. Your initial post should be posted on or before 11:59 p.m. on Thursday nights. You should have responses to your peers posted on or before Sunday night before 11:59 p.m. I do like you to try to respond on Friday or Saturday so that we're actually having a conversation and that we're not having like last minute, like, 10 p.m. Discussion board threads that people are going to miss what you have to say. And if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. The best way to get hold of me is by text message or email, and I will get back to you very quickly, within 24 hours, if you text message me within a few minutes. But that is the best way to get hold of me. Phone calls right now are a little bit difficult. I'm taking care of my 89-year-old mother. I'm also taking care of my 82-year-old mother-in-law who just had a stroke 2 weeks ago. So we are really in the thick of it with her, and all prayers, of course, are appreciated. And I teach school during the day, as you know from my biography. I'm a professor for Concordia also, and so it's very busy at the house right now. So text message, email is always best. Of course, I will accept a phone call if you need to contact me by phone, but if you want me quickly, those are the best ways to get hold of me where I won't be interrupted. So have a great night, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.